So welcome to Lumyang Cave, which is part of, or which is in Sagada province. And Sagada, just look at it as a big cave that has several sub-caves or small caves. So this is one. So Lumyang, in their own language, in English, if you translate it, it's a big cave. It means big cave. So this is another tradition of the burial cave or burial tradition of the people of the mountains, or what we call the Igorots. So this is where they pile the coffins. If you notice that the coffins are short, so these are not babies, these are adults, but the position of these people or this corpse are in fetus position, because they believe like if you were born in a fetus position, you die also in a fetus position. And of course there are long coffins already here. These are the latest coffins because aside from being animist, they were also baptized as Christians, especially when the Americans came in already, Cordillera region. So here, the process of the cave or the burials would start from the dark part of the cave and pile it all the way going to the lighted part. Right? So imagine this before the earthquake in 1990. There were more coffins before, but because of the earthquake, the center of the earthquake was in Cordillera, so most of the coffins fell into the cave. Okay. In one of the coffins here, there's a gecko carving. Gecko is lucky charm for them, so they don't kill the geckos or lizards here. And if you're asking also how old are these coffins, this is more than 500 years old before the Spaniards entered the Philippines. Why do they do burial caves or hanging coffins? It's because they believe that if you bury them 6 feet under the ground, you're locking them from the nature. But if you bury them inside the cave or in the cliff, they're quite near the nature. Mm-hmm. So people here used to be animist. So when you say animist, they don't believe in, they believe in a lot of gods or spirits. So that's why. So this is one type of burial. So later on, we'll take a look at the other one, which is the hanging coffins.
Great. So you say we can see some of the white ashes on the floor.
Yeah. So this white ashes on the floor are all ashes coming from the coffins also.
And they're damaged from the recent earthquake.
Yeah, from
so
the
some had fallen down
earthquake
from the top. And
in 1990, because the earthquake was in magnitude of 8, so it was really strong. It shook the mountains. So
yeah.
That's why all the coffins were scattered around. Even the bones were all scattered here.
Yeah. And then this one we can see there's a hole in the middle, so we can actually see inside.
So here.
Was this made from the earthquake, or was it people trying to get inside?
It was also made from the earthquake because this coffin already fell.
Yeah.
And because of the old wood already. Now, inside you can see the bones yet.
Wow. Do people come here and loot to try and steal the jewelry, or the?
No, they don't.
So these are buried with nothing.
Yes, they don't try to get any of the wood or any jewelry or whatsoever.
Okay.
Because they believe if you get something from here, you're bringing the spirits of the dead with you.
Wow. So when the Spanish came and when the Americans came, what did they think about this place?
Well, for the Spaniards, of course, they were against this thing, this kind of tradition, because they were forcing the people to be Christian and to be buried in a normal cemetery. But of course, the people here were headhunters. So at the same time, the Spaniards were also scared of the people here.
Yeah.
But unlike for the Americans, when the Americans came in, they respected the people, the culture, the tradition. So they allowed the people to do whatever they believe, because eventually they will reform, they will change. So that's why right now we have a public cemetery in Sagada.
Yeah.
So these are for people who are Christians already and doesn't want to do the old style tradition.